Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Duablo, and you're gonna be driving along with me today. I'm actually heading to the car wash today, and I want to talk a little bit about, me owning the Tesla, talk about FSD, and a few other things. So stay tuned. So I'm actually in park right now. I'm starting from park. FSD is trying to figure its way out now. We got a red light. Now it's trying to turn right. Well, not trying. It's going to turn right here on 53rd Street and make its way on track. Now it does do no turn on reds. And pulling from park, it does a great job. Now this is a 16, 17 minute drive. Depends on how traffic is out here. And so far, FSD has been, pretty chill so far. Speaking of chill, I am actually driving in the chill profile. It doesn't display yet. It'll pop up in a minute. I guess this is the ghost profile right here, but eventually it'll pop up and say chill on the display screen. So there's quite a few, things going on in the Tesla world right now, where they got the Tesla Model Y long range, the L, that's in China. And they're talking about it's not coming to the United States. I guess it's a 6 or 7 seat variant, which I personally don't need a 6 or 7 seat vehicle. I just bought this one just for the room, the spaciousness of it. Because when I first got hip to Teslas, my Maxima was in the shop getting worked on. And I think my transmission went at that point. So it was in the shop for a good maybe like 4 or 5 months. Then I had to come up with the funds and all that stuff. So the car was just sitting there, and plus the guy was waiting for a transmission to be located to get it put in here. So it kind of prolonged the process. If you guys can see it, it's a car like that over there in the left-hand side. It's the same color white, but mine isn't as beat up as that one. I may take a picture and drop it somewhere in the video so you guys can see what it looked like. And I was driving a school bus at the time. Alongside doing Uber. So when I was off from that, picking up kids or whatever, I would just use that time to go do Uber. And I was driving the Nissan, like I said, until the transmission issue. So I went to Hertz and rented their Model 3. Now, the driving experience in the Model 3, it was top notch. It was a long range, all-wheel drive, dual motors, whatever you want to call it. It was a very nice color. It was a red. The only red Model 3 that they make. They all got the same color. And I drove that car. I think I put within a month. I think I want to say 17,000 miles within the first month of renting a vehicle. I mean, my rental fee was $730, but I was making that just like that, which it was a good bargain at that point. And I didn't know how compact and crunched up I was in the car until I decided one day I went to King of Prussia, the local mall here in PA, and I test drove the Model Y because I was inquiring about it. So I just walked in the showroom, asked a few questions. The guy said, "Oh yeah, it has FSD also on it, so you can take it for a spin or whatever. Tell me how you like it." I got in the car and sat in the car and adjusted my seat. You guys can see the distance right now from my leg, from my knee cup to the screen. It's about 2 fists length. That's how far it is. In the Model 3, when I was sitting, my knee actually was touching the screen. So that was a great improvement for me and an incentive for me to upgrade and get a Model Y, because I was considering a Model 3. But being 6 foot or being 6 feet, if you're in a Model 3, I would suggest, if you're new, don't get a Model 3 because it doesn't have the space. I'm not sure how the 2024 Highland is, if you got more room there, but the pre-2024, I wouldn't get it because they're all the same amount of room. If you're 6 foot and taller. So I took the car for a test drive, and when I pulled out of the parking lot, I had it in FSD mode, and I pretty much did the whole test drive in FSD. And this was on version 12 point something. I forgot what it was, but it was on version 12. And when I did the drive, man, when I did the road trip, I went down 202/DeKalb Pike up in King of Prussia. The acceleration on that thing, no, this is not a performance. This is just the flat out long range. It put me back in my seat. The car does everything, come to a stop sign, come to traffic lights. It stops at a stoplight, turns right. If there's no cars coming, it inches up and it seek to see if there's anything coming. And if there's nothing coming, it'll take off. So with that said, they're saying that Tesla is not a level 4 or level 3. It's only a level 2 system, which a level 2 system is basically cruise control with just stop sign. I mean, not even stop sign. When you're on the highway, you slow down and speed up behind the vehicle. That's a level 2. A level 3 should be when, you stop at stop signs, or at least acknowledge traffic lights and make lane changes on the fly. At least that's my impression of a level 3. For me, I think this should be a level 5 right now. Like this right now, this is not a no turn on red, but it did that flawlessly. It come to the stop, it creep up, it see there was no cars, and it just make the right turn with no hesitation. See, it's not nagging me because I'm looking forward. Oh, hey guys, I wasn't looking at the camera, but I'm looking forward. But if you tell me this is not a level at least 3 system, I think somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. Because they said Mercedes has a level 3 system where it's hands off, eyes off on the highway. Tesla FSD has been hands off on the highway, but because of regulation, they make it where you have to pay attention in the vehicle because of if in case something happens, you can't rely on the Tesla cameras just to be in control. Well, I mean, which I get. If you're not used to the vehicle and you're not used to the system, if you use the system so many times or so much, and it has no hiccups, like no hard braking, or it's like coming up to the vehicle and it's slamming on the brake, or it's trying to run over to the left or over to the right or something like that. There shouldn't be no reason why you have to sit here and keep monitoring the steering wheel constantly, paying attention. Because I just do this like every so often just because I'm so used to touching steering wheels. But if I think there's something coming up where it might have a little bit of challenge, I might go like this But then my hand is just resting on the wheel, so it won't actually kick it out of there, nothing. It's just me, seeing a possible safety critical or safety incident that's getting ready to pop up. And I'm basically proactively getting ready just in case. But the car gives you no indication that it's going to do something stupid. Now, if you're pressing the accelerator pedal, that's one thing I can say about the Tesla. It gets confused if it's driving naturally and then you go ahead and press the accelerator pedal, aka gas pedal. And within a few seconds, the car has to make a certain decision. Now, the decision that the car makes is not quick enough to go around the situation that it needs to make a decision around. So you might end up hitting something, but that's because you intervened. If you intervene with the system, it's bound to fail within the first maybe 3 or so seconds of you hitting the accelerator pedal. Because the car has to readjust, the steering angle and all that stuff and what it sees based off of the position that it's in when you hit this accelerator pedal. So I'm like, all these cars out there, they're shooting for Blue Cruise and all this other crazy stuff. Tesla is way ahead of the game without using LiDAR and radar, because the pre-2020, I want to say 3 cars had the radar in there. But they made them obsolete when they came out, I think, with version 12 of FSD, because Elon Musk believed that you can achieve 100% at full self-driving on just camera or vision-based only, which I see is there. I see it's possible, but the software needs a lot of pre-data or post-data, basically stuff that happened already. Because what they do, they take all the drives and they feed them into this big mad giant computer, and the system analyzes or whatever it does and makes decisions based off of how other people reacted to certain situations. So there's no lines of codes that you actually person sit there and type in and have to go in and readjust and say, if the car does this, then if this vehicle does this, then the car needs to do this. It's basically driving off of vision system. So what it sees, it reacts to it. And in the past few updates, I've actually had it's nothing but bugs and fixes. And with the bugs and fixes, I've seen that recently, on the latest update, it's been avoiding like black spots in the road where you think it's a potential pothole. I've seen the car maneuver around those things. But it's nothing, like extravagant. But they're saying on version 14, it should be a more advanced pothole avoidance or pothole detection or whatever you want to call it. That's more integrated into the software of version 14, because it's a huge step. Kind of like when you go from version 11 to version 12. So by the way, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I'm actually heading to the car wash, and I'm about 2 minutes away. I've been running my mouth so much, I didn't pay attention to see that I'm almost here. Now, this is where the car kind of messes up at, but it's supposed to get in it's supposed to be in the rightmost lane to go straight, but it's actually in the left turning lane. So I'm not going to intervene, only because I want to see how well he handles it. See, it didn't even use a turn signal, it just went straight. Now he puts the turn signal on after he got over there, but then he comes down here. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get it all in the comments. I should be in the right lane. But I think what it's gonna do is probably gonna go down, because there's a car coming up behind it. It didn't have enough room. It didn't have enough space in between, basically, to cut over there. So it's gonna come up here possibly and put the turn signal on and then cut over. So this is part of this, the thing that hopefully on the newest navigation update or on version 14, it'll fix all this issue, because I think this is a navigation issue. So here it is again. It put the turn signal on the last second. It's not in the right, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's a critical disengagement, takeover situation. It just did something stupid. And yes, I know y'all gonna blast me in the comments saying, oh yeah, you should have took over and make them get the data or whatever the case may be. But no, I wanna see what the car is gonna actually do. And this is how you figure out, you push the potential of the car and see, you know, what it does. All right, guys, so here we are, actually getting ready to pull up into the car wash. It's not as busy as I thought it was gonna be. So, hopefully, you guys liked this content. Y'all heard me bickering coming all the way down here. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. And I guess I'll catch y'all in the next video. Hopefully you like and comment and give me a little subscription. I would appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next video. But first, we're gonna see if the car is gonna actually park or is it gonna go in the drive-thru. Well, go drive into the drive. Oh wow, look at that, look at that. It comes up. Huh, you guys getting a little sneak peek of this. So it opens up. Now will FSD go through? It's telling me to go through, but it's not going. All right, so I'm just gonna tap the pedal. All right, so there it is. All right, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.